welcome to the stream. This is my Formula 1 stream. Basically I'm just going to talk about some problems I've had. My last stream, although it was allowed to stream all the way through, it was dumped from basically being shown because apparently I've infringed copyright of Formula 1 management. I have looked at them reviewing it because I know which part of the video it was where they think I've infringed copyright. I do think it was an automatic thing. So unfortunately episode 2 is off the air, and now when I know the moment that causes the copyright infringement, I'm going to have to jump that. So I'm sorry if anybody thinks, oh, why did he cut that bit, or why did he cut that bit in the live feed. Then that's why, because I don't want to be stuck with one of these copyright infringements again, because if you get 2 or 3 you can start getting into serious trouble with YouTube in regards to how quickly content goes up, and certainly things like live streaming, you don't want to be told that that's not possible anymore. So basically I'm going to do that to just stick to make sure that I don't get caught out. So without further ado, we're going to move on. Basically I'll give you a quick rundown. We have some development upgrades coming. Oh crap, to left my phone. Hang on a moment, just grabbing my phone so I'm not totally out the loop with what I wanted to do. So look, just give us 1 second. I just use my phone because the live chat here doesn't always work. And neither does YouTube when I'm trying to run it properly. So okay, that's much better. Right, so go with that one. Okay, I'm ready to go. Sorry about that delay. I don't like having to wait around myself for things, but okay, so we've got some upgrades coming because we have had problems, and we have to be really careful about how much we push these cars through. So I don't want to take any hits or anything. So I'm currently 5th in the table, 16 points, not bad. Having a look at the power unit, you can see our turbochargers having problems, our energy stores, all these things are having problems. I'm going to keep them in for the first practice session, and I shouldn't be too affected by these things in that first session. If I am, I'll replace them and get out of dodge, so to speak. But they all take time to fit and things like that, so I know it's probably going to run about one of my practice sessions. Gearbox is looking a little bit jittery, but I think it can do enough, so we should be alright. We've also got some components up and coming, so you never know if those things are going to come in and actually upgrade us. So we're going to jump to the next weekend now. So if you haven't watched any of my other streams before, basically I'll go through pretty much the steps I do anyway, every time.
How are you today? The improved package has arrived. We're having it fitted in time for FP1. Have a look at the factory report.
Okay, so we've got a new MGU, increases our durability, which is good. And a new MGUH, which improves it by 30% as well, and a turbocharger, which increases by 30%. So, fingers crossed, this might have had an effect on our current car. And it hasn't, unfortunately, so that's unfortunate. I thought they might have prolonged a little bit of our life. So you can see our power unit is really in the mire now. You can see it's got an expected lifespan of 15 laps. So we're probably going to go into this practice session and just do the track acclimatization and maybe the tyres, and I think that's probably going to be about it, to be honest with you. I think it's about as much as we can expect, and then we're going to have to change some of these units out. I think the turbocharger is definitely going to have to go. It's just not gonna last, I don't think. It's really hard to judge, I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to be really hard to judge when things are going to go, but I'm going to do my best anyway, so we'll see how it goes. So let's go to practice 1.
Welcome to the deserts of Bahrain, where the Formula One circus has rolled into town.
I've had a chat with Chris about the new parts, and we're happy that they've been integrated into the car okay. With any luck, you'll be able to feel the improvement, so give them a try.
Okay, so I'll have a bit of a look at my setup. Just find out my book. I do apologise for making you wait a little bit. So let's have a look at the aerodynamics first.
We haven't done a race simulation on any tyre yet. We have multiple sessions available, so it isn't urgent right now, but we should make time for a tyre wear program at some point.
Okay, so that's going to be 5 and 4. 70. Suspension 320, 170, 11, and 35. Normally I keep them pretty much the same anyway. 7, 6, 6, 6, 5, 5. Brakes will be 77, 62. Tyres are 23.4 and 21.9 if I remember rightly. Rate distribution, I'm always going to keep that ballast at the back. Okay, always. Okay, so I'm going to save that.
Okay, let's update the setup.
So just so I can have a quick overview. I don't think I can actually see how well my car's doing here. So we're going to go through track acclimatization and tyre management. So we'll do the track acclimatization first. So as I've said before, when I do the track acclimatization, I always do it with
let's get a few laps under
I
our
always
belt.
do it on lean fuel for a couple of reasons, trying to keep that engine wear down, but also this is currently acclimatization, it's not the speed run. It's nothing to do with saving fuel or anything like that, so this is all about really just getting ourselves around the track. Just need to make a small adjustment to my headphones so that I can hear myself as well as the engine. I do like to hear the engine. So Bahrain's the one where
Lean
I'm
fuel mix
qualifying
is
in the daytime,
unavailable.
the races in the evening. I think it just said rich mix is unavailable. That was kind of expected. I know that a couple of parts are going to kind of start failing on me and not objectives and what I need them to do. So, oh no, it's saying mixes are available. Okay, that's not good. I'm definitely going to have to make some changes. That's the eco filter or something. That's gone down the pan now. But we have got 30% more durability on those other parts. Going to the next piece of the car. I know I'm going to end up taking good hits at some point, but whatever, I'll just take them. It's been, to be honest with you, it's been a long time since the racing in Bahrain. I don't know why. It feels like I've rested in town. I don't know if it's just because it was in the night last. I'm gonna miss it. Terrible. Okay, that was my own fault. I forgot I'd had the DRS open.
Phoenix is available again, but it's temperamental. We could lose it again.
That's green because I lost the back end. That's second corner that one. I might see if I can take it flat out in qualifying. I think I'm going to get purple anyway for this. Because I did the DRS.
That's fantastic. You obviously have a really good under. This is your final lap of the race.
this one anyway, so I don't mind it.
Ah, this is the straight one, isn't it?
Okay, so what I'll probably do now is I'll go into the tyre deck one. I normally try and do this one. If it's the tyre one, I normally try and do this in lean mixture, but obviously with the lean mixture being unavailable, I'm going to have to do it in standard. And this is such a good thing about this game, I'm going to be honest. I actually think it's great, the fact that it's doing this and throwing up these little challenges. I think it just makes it all the more interesting. So I'm 7th fastest, but only out of 8, so I'm not going to start celebrating now. And we'll see how we get on as we go along. So, tyre management.
Everyone ready? Okay, let's go.
Okay, so as I said before, in all of these things, I always do the drive out lap. I don't go directly to the flying lap or anything. I'm not meant to jump or anything. I don't use flashbacks unless it's for something where I seriously feel like a flashback is warranted. So, for example, when the AI makes a bad decision or something like that. You can see, but I also try and be a sportsman. I don't like crashing into anything, so I try to keep out of too risky maneuvers. Sometimes I'll throw it up the inside of somebody I think they're going to ignore and get in there. It's not really fun. I'll overstep my mark. So we're looking at average time around this lap. I've said before that it generally gives you something back at the end of the lap. Just a little bit, so you don't have to panic, or if you come into the last few corners and you're in the red, you don't have to panic too much, because the game's going to give you a little bit back as you come in the last corner. So. I'm loving the the grip, the mechanical grip has improved hugely in this version. That doesn't mean that you can't do it wrong, because the back end goes out if you put the power down too fast, things like that. So. I get thrown around a bit with the buff teeth and the DRS. Oh, I went way too deep into that corner. Didn't look like a lot.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
So the way you keep your tyres good is by just sticking to the race line. You'll notice I've got the race line on. There's a reason for that. I've said it before, it's not so bad now, but sometimes in long stints I'll I'll lose my concentration just like there when I was speaking. Lose my concentration. So I'll try. I don't think this track is too bad. It's all around tail. Sometimes it gives us a bit back, so I'm just going to see if it gives us that little bit back in this last corner. You just see it swing to the right, yeah, it gives us a little bit back in this track, not as much as Australia.
Okay then, that's the end of the programme and plenty of useful data. Return to base when you can so we can go over it. Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap. Lean fuel mix is unavailable.
So definitely a break between practices we're going to have to.
Out of fuel. You need to pit within the next 2 laps.
I do have pit stops on automatic. Generally automatic. I just don't know if they do the button thing anymore actually. I haven't even checked, but so that's 2 of the tests done, so that's the end of practice 1 for me. And then if it gives me options of looking at what I can upgrade, I can't remember whether it does between practices, but I'll have a look to see if I can. Like I said before, I like to take a quick picture of this quick photograph on my phone so that for next year when I come back to Bahrain I can see where I actually lose tyre deg. If you look, there's red and green markings on the track. Green's where I make where my tyres do well, and red's when they do really bad, so I can generally have a look at that and prepare myself for which corners I'm not so good at. So I'm going to accelerate to the end of this practice session. If you just joined the stream, welcome along. Feel free to say hi in the chat section. Doesn't always work perfectly, but it works some of the time.
An interesting practice session there then. Let's remind ourselves of the top three, who are Bottas, Vettel and Lewis Hamilton.
So if we take a
practice
look
times are on the board then, but no points are on offer just yet.
I haven't even
we'll be back with more F1
yet,
action soon.
so it's really not that. That's not worrying at all in that sense that I haven't started pushing. So so you can see the points I've accumulated, 150 points for that. So we'll go to the laptop. Like I said, we're going to need to change some components. It's absolutely imperative that we do this, so I just want to get the chat open on my thing here. Right, okay, so let's have a look. So you can see these are all in the orange and the energy store has already started failing, so unfortunately we're going to have to switch that. So I'm just going to check the others, because if we're going to make a change now, we might as well make a change on a few things. 88%. There's no penalty for this action, okay. There's 75.81. Okay, we're going to change that out. I just want to see what one is. 73%. This isn't going to last a whole race either, so I'm going to put these new parts in, and this one I'm just going to give it a little bit longer because it's only at 75%. Trying to think. I do the qualifying. Actually, I'm going to change this out because I do the qualifying in this one. Okay, so you can change back into them and stuff. That's the best thing. So when you're going into practice one, you can always change back into them just for the track acclimatization and just save a few laps and whatnot. But at the moment, this one's gonna need changing before the race for sure. The internal combustion engine, the Motor G, MGUK might be all right. We'll have to see. They're on their kind of on their last legs, but they'll probably make it through the next one.
Lean mix is available again, but it's temperamental. We could lose it again.
Okay, so my setup's there. And we're going to look at the session info. So what we're going to look to do this time is fuel saving, which is going to be a lot of lifting and coasting and stuff like that. So I don't mind this one. I normally do alright in it, so it's not a big problem for me.
I know it's tempting to focus entirely on the race, but we should put a bit of time aside to run the qualifying sim program. Try to run it before the end of FP3 if you can. Don't push the car just yet. The track is still green. Try and take it easy for the first couple of laps. You've lost access to one of the gears. You've lost one of the gears due to a fault.
Might say there's a bit of fuel. So maybe I should have just switched everything out. I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad. Maybe that's just a standard fault. It's my gearbox actually, but my gearbox is looking alright. This is the good thing about this game. This is what I'm really liking about it. It's throwing in these little spanners in the works. You can't get things done properly. The only thing I don't like is they seem to have programmed it so that when you're coming down the pit straight to start equaling up, somebody will come out with the pits. And that is really it's a lost fault for that. Causing me to slide actually. This is really weird. This is unusual to have to do. Literally because it's telling you that you need to do better and it's will tell me. So just it seems to be programmed, which is a real pain in the backside. I mean, I don't know who came up with that idea, but it hasn't worked and it needs patched out as soon as possible. It's almost every single time you come down the street. And your team wouldn't release your teammate into your path, it just wouldn't happen. But last time it happened with
the wear on the engine is quite high. Try not to strain it too much, the problem could get worse. Stopping this lap.
I should smash into the back of myself for driving, but I'm a professional. So if you like what you're watching, you see, do hit the subscribe button. Even feel free to... Oh, okay. Sorry, manner later. I'm sorry, I've come off the track. I'm really sorry I missed you there. I was too busy concentrating, but thanks for subscribing. Really good to meet you, and I'll not do it as much as I want to. That would make it look like an accident. At some point tomorrow evening, earlier in the evening, so if you want to come in and watch, I'll be around. I'll give you a shout out then, okay? Have a good night. Sorry that was late for anybody else who's watching as well, because I do normally reply to the chat, but I'm using my phone at the moment because the chat in my tablet doesn't work very well, so I didn't see that message come up. Oops. It's a good job I'm on my end lap.
The damage only looks minor, but you'll need to take it easy to avoid making the problem worse. Box this lap, please. Box this lap.
Well, at least it's not the Australia situation with all those front wings. Okay, see you later. Goes for anybody else. If you want to say hello in the chat, I will try and get back to you. I will say hello at some point, and thanks for watching. And if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. So really what we're looking at here is I've had to do quite a lot of changes on the cars. I had to change out a few of the units because unfortunately, if anybody wants to drive with a Haas team, if you haven't got the game yet, they start with a really bad engine package, and basically everything gave up or gave out on the second race. So really, I mean, there's just no way I can run the qualifying pace now. There's just absolutely no way I can do it. I'm going to try and do the race strategy. Fingers crossed. So, because the race strategy generally I run it in standard mix, and I just go on it. So
all clear the garage, please. Car ready to leave.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll improve that now. If you can't understand me, let's have a look. Okay, there should be a marked improvement now. There should be a better improvement there. I do speak quite low, and I do sometimes forget to turn it up. On my last video, if you joined in then, I actually had no sound of the car. So there should be a slight improvement. In fact, let me just have a quick look. I'll change it around a little bit more, see if I can get a boost on it actually. Okay, that might be a bit better. Okay, so got somebody behind me, so I'm just going to let them past. Verstappen, I think. Yep. Okay, so as I said before, we're just going to go into standard revs and literally going to drive like I would in a race. So nothing too aggressive, just nothing too aggressive, just trying to get around the corners and whatnot, and maybe concentrating just a tad. Okay, so I'm gonna try and make a bit of an improved lap here. Let's see what we can do. We have got Ricciardo right behind us, so I hope he doesn't start trying to challenge. Do you know, I knew I was going to go late there because I have done every time, and I forgot about that new braking spot. The reason I look in my mirror all the time is not actually that I'm panicking or anything, it's that I actually want to let him pass if I think that he's struggling with me in front of him. Like I said, I'm trying to be a professional driver in certain ways, in my demeanour and things like that. I don't throw the car down the middle or anything like that unless I think it's for a legitimate overtaking opportunity. I try not to bounce cars out of position, which you'll see a lot of. Try not to do any of that stuff. If I think Danny Ricciardo legitimately can overtake me, then I'd give him the opportunity. But maybe not in the race. Make my car a bit bigger. Here he comes. See, I'll give him that corner because I knew he was there, so I don't want to lose time, so I'm not going to fight him for every inch of it. You see, I found that new braking point there. I actually went a little bit early, otherwise I'd have just smashed into the back of Ricciardo. So yeah, I've gone in deep again on that corner. I have to adjust that corner as well. I wasn't having problems with it originally, but in this session I've had problems with it, so it really needs looking at. Keep losing that back end as well, which I have to keep an eye on in some corners. Oh, I hope I don't lose this lap because I think it makes you do the whole thing again, and I don't want to do the whole thing again. Come on, get the DRS. I'm not going to do it, am I? Oh, I've lost that gear again, by the sounds of it. So this gearbox is going to need changing for qualifying for sure. I don't know whether it's going to cost me any time. Is it 4th that I've lost? No, 6th. So 6 gears gone. This is because I didn't feel that I'd have to change the gear unit out, but and you wouldn't believe it, but that actually makes you have to be really aware of where you gear up and down, because it'll spin the wheels out if you gear up or down at the wrong point. You'll end up with no back end. So. This is my new braking point. I took it much better, and I have actually made time, so that's good. This is a big problem, this loss of gear. I don't know whether it's going to be an overall loss, because it's 6th. I was definitely having more problems when I lost 4th. Like I've said, it's a good problem to be dealing with. I don't have a problem with these little things. It adds to the drama of it. Okay, we've got the gear back now anyway, so that's good. So not bad race pace. Well, gonna go wide this time. So it's too busy radioing in. Did it go through? It's like I've said before, you don't have to do the whole 5 laps if they don't tell you to. I generally don't, just to keep these videos a tiny bit shorter, because otherwise they run into the 3-hour mark if you do everything flat out. So I've found the braking spot for that. Okay, so we'll come in on this lap now. slam those brakes on so we don't hit the... don't go over the pit lane limit. Okay, so as I said, we've run this, normally I would run this in practice 3, but we've run it in practice 2 because I'm going to need to check on the gearbox for qualifying. There's definitely, I'm going to need to maybe replace the gearbox if we're having that many problems. It could be electrical problems down to some other parts of the car. We'll have to check on that when I go back to the paddock, but if when I get back to the paddock I have to make some changes, I think I'm just going to make them. So we've on. So currently we are 15th, no 13th, with Kevin Magnussen, our teammate, behind us by 0.03 of a second. So well, 0.02 of a second actually. So that's good that we're ahead of him. At least it lets us know where we are. I'm going to speed through to the end of this one. And then we'll do qualifying place in third practice. So what I'll do is we get down to about 20 seconds. I'll just check the timings to make sure we've stayed ahead of Kevin, which we have. How can he possibly drop down? Oh, because somebody else went out, yeah. Idiot. Right, so Kevin's dropped down, which is good news for us. Oh, he eventually went 7th fastest though, so he's peed on my chips, but he was on super softs and I'm on soft, so. Okay, so we're going to go back to the paddock now, and this is where we really have to look at our machine parts again, because it looks like we're going to have to just get them out. The problem is if I've got 30% coming on a few parts in the next race, it's probably best to try and make stuff last till then. But I mean, if you look now, the internal combustion engine's done, so we're definitely going to have to change that out. I think it's now like 62%. We could probably do. We can probably do more in that. The gearbox, can't believe we're only on 64% overall. And I can't believe that at 64% damage I'm having to consider switching it out. Do you know what, I'm going to take it into qualifying. 64%, it should be able to survive qualifying in theory. So let's go back into the, how much, oh, we've only got 227 points, so it's not like we're going to change everything. So this one is going to need upgrading. Actually the energy store, all of these need upgrading, these 3. So far I've upgraded these 3, but these 3 need upgrading as well, because it's absolute paramount that we get them upgraded. Otherwise we're gonna take some serious grid penalty points later in the season if we actually have to fit new units. Feels a bit like McLaren this. I don't know how Alonso felt. So just make sure our setup's still the one we were using. Yep, custom setup. Okay, so we're going to do the qualifying run now. Okay, so we'll be going on the super softs. I'm guessing that's what Magnussen was doing. I love to see that name Verstappen doing well. I mean, I used to like his brother because I hated Michael Schumacher. His father, because I hated Michael Schumacher. So I used to always wish for Jos to do better. So I'm just going to back off Verstappen a bit, because if we're going to do a qualifying run, we're going to need a bit of space in front of us. Okay, here we go. Time to get into professional mode. A little bit too tight into that corner. I'm a little bit under my expected time, which isn't good to see. Really trust the car in that corner, you really have to. So that wasn't a bad qualifying run. We lost that gear at the very end of it, so wasn't too bad. That was a nervous one though. Whoops. Okay, so cool down lap, don't go crazy, don't do anything stupid. As I say, I turn the engine down to lean, just to so I'm not wearing the engine out. Or the gearbox for that matter. Got Magnussen coming up behind me. I don't know whether to stop and wreck his lap. I'm not gonna though. I'm just lifting and coasting for my own good. Okay, so that's all the practice done. It's time to push on to qualifying. which I think we're maybe going to have to change that gearbox out for, because for some reason it's just not 64% worn. I mean, it's probably 66% worn, but even so, you wouldn't expect to lose much until you get to maybe 70%. So, that's that one over. Hang on a moment, let me see what my timing is. So I'm not far off Kimi Räikkönen actually. I'm sure he'll do better than me though in the long run. I didn't realise you can actually watch the timing screen. So Magnussen is still 300, so a second behind me, so it looks like we're pretty much on an even keel, although he's doing it on soft tyres. That's pretty amazing for him. Well, we'll see how it goes. So there's those two spots I have to remember my new braking position. It's quite hard when you've played 2013, 2014, 2015, and then you try and then you're having to find new braking spots and whatnot. That's a little bit strange. I mean, the cars overall I think handle better, or at least they maybe handle more like I would expect them to. There's definitely more grip to be had. The back does try to step out a little bit here and there, but that's kind of a fun part of it anyway. 13th or higher, okay. And as always, to beat Kevin. So I've not got any points. So okay, so the gearbox, we're going to have to take it out. It went up 1%. There's a part of me saying, does it affect us? Does it truly affect us? And no, it doesn't, but we can maybe swap it back in for track acclimatization on another place. But I think for qualifying the race, we're going to have to take it out. I think it's so important, so I'm going to change that. Applying a new gearbox for the was completed. The mandatory 6 race required. Ah, right, okay. It's not going to get to 6 races. So this is a real McLaren choice, isn't it? This is a real McLaren choice. It's not going to get to 6 races. This is the 3rd race and it's on 60-odd%. So I'm going to have to take a mandatory drop, aren't I? Crap. So this way, seriously, this is where you're starting to have to make some kind of, should we say, McLaren choices. You know, do I just change everything out? You know, this one gives you a good drop penalty. If you add, why don't I just do a McLaren and take on some more gearboxes? Take on at least an extra one. Oh, didn't mean to go out of that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to just do the McLaren thing and really take, for the moment, is take the drop here. So let's have a look. I'm gonna take it. I've got an achievement for being the loser. Okay, so I think this might be the best thing to do. At least I get an extra set of everything, and then I don't have to worry too much about apply this component back. Yeah, this is not an easy decision to make for anybody watching. It actually isn't. I'm not making it in a joking way. I'm making it in, you know, what is the best decision for the team, and I think it's I'll pack everything that's bad back in to the car, take the penalty, and I'll fit it back in for the race. Oh no, so the gearbox is the only one where I can't do that with. Okay, so click the wrong button again. So yeah, basically I've had to do McLaren, take the penalty, because otherwise I'm just not going to do anything. So I'm going to be out qualified for sure. It's not even a point in doing qualifying, to be honest with you. And that's really strange, because I've honestly not ran this car hard at all. Oh no. Okay, so just give me 1 second, because I'm... Let's have a look. Okay. Right, okay, so let's have a quick look at this. We don't really need to go out for qualifying, unfortunately, because we're going to qualify on the back, so we've got a grid penalty anyway, so okay, so as you can see, I filled all of these, so Kevin's going to catch right back up to me. Well, he's not going to totally catch up to me, but he's right up there. So they're going to piss and moan at me. Okay, well, I think we can do that. Right, so as you can imagine, it's not an easy thing. We've had to swap out for new units, so I basically took it on everything. I basically took it on everything and just took the grid penalty because it's the best thing we can do. Okay, so this is the only thing I'm not understanding about this is expected lifespan 99 laps, yet, you know, how the hell are you supposed to get through a whole season on that? Okie dokie, let's go to the race. Okay, it's a 22-1. Yeah, we're going to go with the 2-stop strategy. So, and we might as well go for a couple of kilos, a kilo and a half over, let's say, just to make sure that we don't have any problems when it comes to the race. So let's go. And nobody else has taken a grid penalty, I see. Be interesting to start from the back. I can pretty much do what I want on this lap because I'm bringing up the rear, so I don't need to worry. About anybody else. Now the good thing is that first corner is such a slow corner is that if I'm aggressive enough I can definitely take some spaces, because unfortunately, unlike Formula 1, these cars don't really go for the space so much, which you'd think after how many iterations of the game that they would have started to really work on that by now. I mean, I haven't got the AI up on the most difficult level, but it's pretty high. Definitely enough to give me a fight. Okay, so it's going to reform us for the grid now. So, first time on the back row. Let's see how this goes. My start was okay in Australia. It wasn't perfect in China. Let's see what we get here. I should have gone on higher revs actually. So you can see, I mean, that's basically a cheat's way of driving up the inside. But I tried to do what I call gentlemanly driving, so I won't actually force anybody off the track or anything like that for position. Oi! Like that. That was a genuine mistake. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to flash it back because I feel that I cheated for that spot. And that's what I mean. I tried to be a gentlemanly driver. And I try not to take anything in a bad way. I don't like knocking the other drivers. I try and take care of my car. Now I do know that Ricciardo's much faster than us, so I have to be really aware of him. What? Still trying to find a good break point for that. That one was too soon. Your average break point is definitely too late. The break point I used to use last year is definitely too late. I end up about half a mile into the corner, so I can't use that one. I might be able to get Stroll on this next corner actually, if I can get a good... No, I'm not going to get him now. So you can see Stroll's do it slightly faster than me. Yeah, I'm afraid that, you know, my position is not really relative to where I should be, because I just think that first corner is such a rip-off for the AI. They all kind of stack up and just feed through it nicely, and you just go up the inside. And the thing is, if you don't do it, you don't get the places you could get. And I don't mean the whole X amount of spots that you take. I just mean that in reality what you should get, even if they had kind of gone 3-4 abreast. But it's kind of the way it is. But I think that I don't think I'll finish in this position, if I'm truthfully honest. I think the cars behind me, depending on when they switch mixes and switch modes, they'll probably be able to catch me somewhat. So depending on my tyre wear is actually not so bad, so I think I can go to maybe lap 8. Or at least lap 7. I've just gone purple in that section for myself, which is great. Okay, so this is my time to go hammer time. Ah, crap. When I said hammer time, I didn't mean to go on purple again. I didn't mean to... I didn't mean... No, it's time to miss half the corners. Apexes and not concentrate properly. But, well, there you go. Okay, good stuff. That was much better. I really hope that we're going to be racing Vettel on the exit. Oh, I've purpled that sector as well, that's good. I don't think it's going to give us 3 laps, but it's certainly going to give us... oh, Vettel's gone past me already there, I think. Massa's gone past me. Wow. Well, I honestly didn't think I'd be coming out in 7th or 8th position. I've come out behind Hamilton. I won't. I didn't get... I should get DRS here, shouldn't I? Yep. These guys are just way too fast for me. Way too fast. Probably their mechanical grip, because you can just see them kind of losing me. Ah, crap, that was a terrible corner. That was exactly where I didn't need it. Because if I'd have got a great exit out of this one, I could have towed Hamilton into that next corner. I'll still get DRS on the straight, and if we're really lucky, he won't. Might be able to force him out here actually. He won't take it lying down. I knew he wouldn't. Can tow him into the next corner now. I'm going to be watching my back all the time now, because there's no way I can keep Hamilton off me. We might be able to get some type of switch going, but he's just going to be all over me like a cheap suit, isn't he? Oh, and I made a mistake. He's going to take me now. Pressure. If I get DRS here, I might be able to just get him at the end of the straight, because he's not going to get it. Oh, right, I've damaged my wing now. I think it's about getting out of this fight with Hamilton, to be honest with you. We've got 4 laps to go. I need to keep it clean. Get the... Wait. Right, I'm not sure what problem this is I'm having, but that's not the first time my TV's flickered like this, so I hope it's not a really big problem, but you can't race what you can't see. Yeah, I've lost aerodynamic. Definitely lost some aerodynamicy, so I'm gonna have to yeah, definitely. So I'm gonna have to keep it clean now. So it's been a pretty clean race until I accidentally rammed into the back of Hamilton, but it's me that's come off worse. And I think we're alright to the end of the race. We should be able to hold position. I think it'd be my second fifth of the season. I think I finished fifth in China. Need to get some taps into that. So fifth position is really good. It's a much better thing. I mean, I know I've had my problems. I mean, crashing into Hamilton wasn't the best thing, and it's something I 100% try and avoid all the time. I spend a lot of time making sure that I try and drive in the correct way and not smash into anybody, even for a position. I mean, you saw earlier I stole a position from Massa, I think it was, and I rewound and given it back because I don't see. Oh, if Raikkonen slowing down, we might just make an extra position. It wouldn't be a bad thing with 2 laps to go. Well, he hasn't given up his place to Hamilton, so I don't think it was a big issue, whatever it was with Raikkonen. I haven't checked our fuel. Oh, we're okay. We're okay. I mean, I could drop it down to lean, but I'm not going to need to, I don't think. Okay, so going into the final lap, Raikkonen's definitely not got a big problem because Hamilton's still behind him, so so I've got a lap behind, so I know I'm pretty much wrapped this one up for me. I've put it into lean so that I'm not putting too much into the car. Save it for another day. So I think really the investment needs to go into the durability mainly of the gearbox, because that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a big problem. If mine are only lasting 2 races and they're supposed to last 6, and I don't even drive that aggressively, you know, I don't drive aggressively enough to make that gearbox need to quit after a few races, so that's definitely something we're going to have to look at, because it's just not going to work otherwise. So 5th place finish, very, very respectable. Okay. Okay, so that wasn't a bad race. You know, those changes that we had to make really affected us, and that's not a great thing. And I don't even know if I'm going to have a great amount of resource points coming out of this game as well either, actually. These are all the extra driver points for the laptop. So let's have a look. You and D-Tree. So yeah, I've got less than 500 points, so I'm not even going to be able to take anything forward, unfortunately. I've got insufficient points for that gearbox wear. I'm going to have to invest in that. Maybe even make the gearbox wear a priority, I'm not too sure, but that's going to be a big thing. We're going to end up taking so many hits during the year from gearbox problems. I think durability across the board is where we have to go. Really don't have much choice in regards to that. So that is going to be the end of the stream for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, hit that subscribe button and join in on another one. I will be listing when my next one will be, and I really look forward to seeing you again. Bye bye.